What's going on, everybody? Chrome on Rust here. Now, I geared this CM Wizard out with 75 million. I had a budget of 100, but I feel like the CM Wizards currently, you could just gear them out for really cheap. I probably could have spent about 50 mil and been able to farm on MP10 semi-efficiently. Now, this set isn't just like blowing MP10 out of the water or anything. Now, CM Wizards are pretty much for group play. Now, that's my personal opinion. I wouldn't want to just play on a CM Wizard and not be in a group. So for party play, this set is going to be really good for MP10, at least in my opinion, for a 75 mil set. Now before I go over the gear and everything, I do want to talk about the Wicked Wind breakpoints. I do this in most of my gearing videos for the CM Wizard just because if you don't know about it, it's something you need to know when you are planning to gear out a CM Wizard. So at 2.5001 attacks per second, it's going to give your Wicked Wind ability 33 ticks, so that's going to hit the enemy 33 times. So the more the better, because we're going to be using something called arcane power on crit. So you're going to want fast attack speed and you're going to want high crit chance. Now if you go from 2.5001 all the way up to 2.7272, if you get your attack speed anywhere in that range, your Wicked Wind is still going to be doing 33 ticks, and I'm not going to be going over them all or anything like that. But once you hit 2.7273, so just that 0.0001%, you're then going to be doing 36 ticks. So the more, the better. The higher the crit chance, the better as well. So I went with the 2.5001. That's going to be 33 ticks. I went with a weapon that has 1.64 attacks per second. Now your weapon is going to matter quite a bit. Chantota's Will is going to be the item that you're going to want to go for with the Chantota's Force. It's going to give you that 2-piece set bonus. Really nice to have. This is standard for the CM Wizard. But at 1.64 attacks per second, you're going to then need 53 attack speed. If you get one that has 1.65 attacks per second, you're only going to need 52 attack speed. If you get one at 1.63 attacks per second, then you're going to need 54. So you can see it goes from 0.65, you're going to need 52, 0.64, you're going to need 53, and so on from there. So you're just going to keep needing to add one attack speed every time. Now, if you get all the way down to 1.62 attacks per second, you're actually going to need 7 pieces of gear with attack speed on it. So I wouldn't recommend getting one of those if you are going with this type of budget and you only want to get attack speed on 6 of the items. If you don't mind getting it on 7, go, just go for it. It really doesn't matter. But if you are going to go for 7 pieces, you might as well just go for the 8, because then you're going to be able to go up to that next breakpoint, which is once again going to be the 2.7273 attacks per second, and you're going to need anywhere from 66 attack speed at a 1.65 attacks per second weapon, and all the way down to you're going to need 70 attack speed if you're using a 1.61 attacks per second. So it's not going to matter quite as much if you are working with that next breakpoint. You're going to need 8 pieces with attack speed on it, and that's just going to be how it is for any type of the Chantota's Will that you get. Now we can go ahead and go over the gear. I just wanted to make that note just because if you've never played a CM Wizard before, that is definitely something you want to keep in mind. I am going to start with the Helm. I'm going to ramble off the prices and everything, have a few numbers up on the screen that hopefully should be helping out. So Storm Crows, really typical for a CM Wizard. They're great because they have that arcane power on crit. You're going to be needing some of that at some point. Now, if you get up into the really high breakpoints, which I'm not really going to be going over, you're not going to need quite as much arcane power on crit, or you could go for some arcane power on crit on your Chantota's Force. And that way you can go for the Memfo or the Meepo, or I really don't know what they're called, with the crit chance, because they just are the best Helm for every class. So, but Storm Crows, really good. Happy with this one. Got the 5.5% crit chance. I didn't get the 8% the lightning, but it's not a huge deal because our weapon is going to have the fire damage on there, and it's not a black weapon damage, but we still have some black weapon damage from our Chantota's Force, so it is good to get the 8% if you can. And that was 5 million. The shoulders here, standard. Vile Ward's great for protection and everything. I picked these up for 6 million. The Storm Crow was on a bid. The shoulders are on a bid as well. There's going to be 4 items that I went ahead and bought out. Just got some decent prices, or things that were going to be pretty comparable to what I'd be able to get on the buyout price, or on the bid price, excuse me. So the shoulders was able to get 215 intelligence and 109 vitality for 6 million. It's actually pretty good. Amulet here, I chose not to go attack speed on the amulet because you can get really high crit damage. As you see there, I got 99 crit damage. It's the highest on any of the pieces of gear that you're going to be able to get. Is going to be on the amulet. It goes all the way up to 100, except for your weapons, of course. They can get up to 100 as well, unless it's two-handed, and go up to 200. But in terms of actual gear that is not your weapons, getting crit damage on the amulet is going to be great. And the amulet was on bid for 2.5 million. Really, really cheap. Good damage. Has the min damage on there, so some added black damage is going to be adding on to that lightning. So we have a Tails chest, 9 attack speed. The one place that I chose to get that 1 less attack speed, or that the way the gear set worked out, I didn't really choose, was on the gloves. I'll get to those in just a second. Got the 9 attack speed on here. Went for the armor. Wasn't able to get a whole bunch of all resist inside of this budget, but good intelligence, good vitality. I was pretty happy with it. The chest was on buyout for 5 million. So you can pick these up pretty cheap, find them around. It's not going to be too much of a problem. Now the gloves here, these were on a bid. Intelligence, attack speed, crit damage, crit hit chance, pickup radius, armor for a little over 8 million. It was 8,052,500 gold. So it's a pretty nice pair of gloves for that price. Was happy to pick those up. Has the protection on there. Getting increased pickup radius is always nice. You don't want to really look for it. I mean, you can if you have like great gear, but just getting it as a random additional stat is really nice. So this is the one place, like I said, that I missed that 1 attack speed because I'm going for 53 attack speed. Once again, because I have the 1.64 attacks per second weapon. The Kunis, had to get the 9 attack speed there. Just int, some cold resist is the other roll, and crit chance. Like I said, you're going to want high crit chance, and these were 5 million. That was on the bid once again. The Witching Hour, I was actually pretty happy to pick this up. This is the last item I ended up getting when I decided to just go ahead and drop the budget because I wasn't spending anywhere near 100 million. I was planning on doing like around 100 mil gearing guide for pretty much all the classes is what people seem to have wanted. It's somewhere in that range. It seems to be pretty not too outrageous and not getting into the billions or anything, and not too low to where you're not able to farm on the slightly higher MPs at least. So 9 attack speed, 50 crit damage, 143 intelligence. I picked this belt up for a little over 7.5 million. It was great. It had all resist on there as well. If I were to try to buy this out, I would say 20 mil, somewhere in there. Someone would probably scoop this up pretty fast. Has physical resistance and strength and the actual base armor on it. It's not too bad actually. So I was really happy with this. Our first ring, we'll go with this one first. Intelligence, all resist, just want a little bit more tanky stats. Didn't need the attack speed on this. As you see, I got attack speed on my gloves, chest, belt, bracers, ring number 2, and the offhand. So those are the 6 places that I chose to get it. You don't have to get them there exactly. You could go for the monk pants that have the attack speed on there, but that's when you're going for the higher attack speed marks. I'll get into pants in just a second. Crit chance, crit damage. This ring was 1 million on the buyout. You're going to be able to find things like this pretty cheap. Ring number 2, vitality, attack speed, crit damage, and crit chance. Didn't get any intelligence, but I wasn't really looking for crit hit damage. And then I was like, well, what if I drop the intelligence, draw on some vitality, try to get crit hit damage. So I got survivability and some damage to make up for that intelligence loss. That's pretty good. That's what you want to do when you're searching on auction house. Kind of look for those unstandard things. This is actually 98 vitality is insanely high. This ring was 5.2 million. It's a good deal. I was really happy to pick this up. So be on the lookout for things like this, and keep in mind, like I said, just look for those good deals. Look for the things that are slightly awkward. You don't have to find the very best items like every CM wizard that's top geared is. Just find things like that. You're going to find yourself some deals, and your set is actually going to wind up being a little bit better than it would have been if you just went for the standard build. So the pants here, I picked this up for 5 million. That was a really good deal. Has the intelligence, vitality roll, all resists. Has a pretty bad life percent roll. Well, it's not bad. It goes from 10 to 12%, but is the worst. Life on hit's a little low as well, but having the int vit roll and getting all resist on there is pretty much the 2 rolls that you're going to want if you go for the Blackthorn's pants. Now, we're not going for a set bonus on these, but it's just a really good pair to have because we're going to want that life on hit. And we're going to want that life on hit on your helmet as well because we're not going to have any life steal on here. You're going to want to go crit hit damage on your weapon. I picked this up for 17.364375 million. So I was able to get the open socket on there, which is going to be your best roll. Unless, once again, you're going for that attack speed. You can go attack speed on your Chantota's Will if you want. But that's if you're going super budget or you're going for super fast attack speed. So on a standard budget, open socket is going to be the way you want to go to get that nice big crit damage number in there, like you see. Offhand, really good. Just go for that high average damage as you see there. I was able to get some life percent. This was a buyout item. All the other ones that I talked about previously that I did not say were a buyout were a bid. So except for ring number 1, that was the buyout. Ring number 2 was a bid. Pants were a bid. Weapon was a bid. And now the offhand was a buyout. And it was for 4.8 million. I was looking for like some vitality with the 10% crit chance, 9% attack speed. Once again, I can't lose any attack speed. So high average damage, some vitality, or open socket, really whatever. You know, just look for the good deals like I'm saying. And the last thing is going to be the ice climbers with a nice high vitality roll. It got vitality and then dex vitality on there, so that's actually pretty good. Buying something like this out just a few months before this would have been very, very costly. So the prices have dropped quite a bit on the CM Wizards. I don't know if people aren't playing them quite as much just because the nerf hammer is going to be coming down and everything. So if you're looking to play a CM Wizard and you want to gear them out cheap, or you're just looking for a random new class, this is going to be a good one to do because the gear was pretty cheap. Boots are 2 mil on the buyout. So once again, you're not going to have any problem finding something like this. So I'll go ahead, go over the stats real fast. Like I said, you're going to be able to farm an MP10 semi-well. Going to go ahead and go over some gameplay and everything. Damage numbers, almost 190k damage. Now keep in mind, I am Paragon level 63. So I got 63 times 3 intelligence. So a little over 180, around 190 intelligence that is going to be added to my intelligence number that you see there. So attacks per second, 2.51. Now you're not going to actually be able to go strictly off of this number. Sometimes it might say that you're over the breakpoints on some of your gear, and you're not going to be. This number only goes to the hundreds place, so you're going to have to basically do a little bit of math that I'm going to be able to share with you real quick. It's nothing hard. You take your attack speed that you have on your weapon, so we take 1.64, real simple, times it by how much attack speed you have. So if you have 53, we'll just go with what I have. 1.64 times the 1.53, because you're going to add a 1, and then you're going to put a point, and then you're going to put your attack speed number in there. And you're going to times that, and you're going to come up with just a little over that 2.5001 mark. And that's what you're going to want to do. You're not going to really need to get anything over what you need. It's not going to be helping you out that much with the CM Wizard. So do keep that in mind. Your Wicked Wind is going to be working very well with your attack speed, but you don't need to get too high unless you're going up to the next breakpoint. 54 crit chance, that's really good. I would recommend getting 50 and above. That's about where you want to sit on a CM Wizard. It's a pretty good number for this 2.5 attacks mark that we did hit for the 33 Whirlwind ticks. Around 600 all res, over 4,000 armor. That's going to be pretty good for tanking on MP10. There's not a whole lot to the stats. We got the life on hit here. I only went for the 12% movement speed. We're going to be using our teleport, and that's going to be coming off a cooldown very fast, so you're not going to really need the 24. It's not necessary on the CM Wizard. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump into skills real fast. Energy Twister with Wicked Wind. Like I said, that's the thing that has the ticks. It's going to tick 33 times with the attack speed that we are at. We're going to be using Teleport with Wormhole. That's going to be great for evading, avoiding frozen, arcane beams, molten. Engaging is really good as well. It's good to just like teleport in, engage on a big pack, and you got them frozen right away. Frost Nova with Bone Chill. Just extra damage there. Like I said, I'm going to be going for a pretty high damage spec here, even with the 75 million running on MP10. Explosive Blast, Chain Reaction, you're going to want to stick with that. Diamond Skin, Diamond Shards, you're going to be able to switch this out. I was running Diamond Shards, but I do feel like the Crystal Shell was helping me with survivability, so I'm going to go ahead and actually switch back to that one. Meteor with Molten Impact. There's going to be a lot of options that you could go here, or could put in this slot. You could use like Blizzard if you want. Something that people use a lot is the Storm Armor. If you need protection, energy armor with prismatic armor is just going to buff your protection a really high amount. So if you want to go for more deebs and you want to go ahead and just throw on energy armor in this bonus slot that you can pretty much put whatever you want here, you could do that and just boost your deebs, drop your protection, and you will be all good. But I like to use the meteor wherever it may go, and I was using the molten impact. Now for the passives, we have cold-blooded. Gonna highly recommend to use this unless you need to gear a little bit tanky. You're gonna get that 20% bonus from two chilled and frozen monsters, so really high damage. Conflagration. This is really good if you are using meteor, and really only meteor. Or any skill that's going to be dealing fire. We are pretty much cold, as you see here, but the meteor is going to be giving us a 10% bonus for 3 seconds, and you can see that this has a 3-second burn on it, so they actually work pretty well in synergy together. And then we have critical mass, which is why is it called a CM wizard, critical mass wizard. You have to use this, can't change it out, sorry. Just crit hits have a chance to reduce the cooldowns of your spells by 1 second, and that's what's going to make it all work with that arcane power on crit and your life on hit for that survivability. So I know that was a bit of an abrupt ending. I went in, farmed Festering Woods, everything was fine, finished recording the video, had the ending, and I went in to listen to it, and I'm like, what is all that clicking? And then I realized you're farming a CM wizard with your keyboard right in front of your microphone, and it ended up sounding a little bit like this. This guy's actually geared out quite a bit better for the 25 mil less. I didn't even need to really spend this much on the wizard. Teleport in, get a nice big pack around it, throw down some of these, the meteors, and you're going to be getting that like 30% damage boost.
It seems we've both fallen from grace, Tyrael. Come, embrace your former lieutenant.
So I just went ahead and I edited all that out of there, and I threw the video game footage at the beginning of this video so that way you get a good idea on the clear times if you do decide to build a set like this in MP10. So I mean, that's really all I had, and you didn't miss too much discussion. I talked a little bit about the Scoundrel, the Templar, and the Enchantress. The Templar will boost your arcane power, the Scoundrel will boost your crit chance, and the Enchantress can boost your attack speed to push into the next threshold. That's for solo play only, and co-op play is where it's at for the experience grind, for the Paragon grind, for the item grind as well. That's what I meant to say. So stay in co-op play. It's what I highly recommend. When you couple that with you're playing a CM wizard now, and it synergizes with like every other class in the game because, well, freezing things is OP. So that's pretty much all I had. If you want to win this set, I'm going to give it away. Just post anything in the comments below to this video and you will be entered to win. If you want to leave your battle tag, you can. If you're not on YouTube a lot and you do win and you're playing Diablo quite frequently and you want that set nice and fast, well, I can go in game and send you a friend's request and just give it to you outright. Now, going to be giving that monk set away as well on the 5th. This giveaway, though, is going to be on the 12th, so there's a couple days still for you to sign up for the monk giveaway if you'd like. It's going to be the same thing. Just post anything in the comments to that video and you will be entered to win the monk set. Well, that is going to be it for me. I'm Chrome on Rust for Core Expert Gaming. I am always open to the video ideas. If that's the comment that you want to leave below, some video idea, that'll enter you to win as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here, and you all have a great day.